had a request to kind of go into depth on hooking the truck up. So I'm going to try to do the best I can right here, and then I'll have my daughter film me when I actually hook it up, because it gets obscenely loud. But kind of the first thing is here on the coach itself. So I've got this Blue Ox, and it's rated for 10,000 pounds. So it plugs right into the back of here. And this guy, it extends up and over, and they'll pop out, and I'll show you that when we're hooking up. There's also the 5-point harness in the back. And so on my truck, what I had to do, first of all, you've got to find out if your vehicle can be flat-towed anyway. And it turns out that the F-150 can. There used to be tow hooks right here, and so I had to take the whole bumper off. I got a video on it because I ended up putting this in the ditch one Christmas. It's nothing but ice, and so I put it in the ditch. But anyway, this bolts to the frame where the tow hooks were, and then you take these guys out, and part of the tow package, you get these guys right here, and they just simply slide in, turn, and lock. And then you can take these and put them away. So I can go ahead and do that. So then put these guys in, turn it and lock it. So then these guys, what they do is they accept these pins, these guys right here, and then you slide some pins through it to lock it in. Then basically you're just hooking these coils to the truck. The other thing that you've got to do is get your lights hooked up. And so what I did was I found this right here, because the plug for this, it's got this on both sides, and I bought this used, and so this guy, he apparently drug this for a little bit, but it's got the same plug on both ends. And so I plug one into the coach and one into the truck. So then basically you get lights and turn signal. And then so what I got was a kit that ends up wiring, you run it up through the truck frame, and then you run it down back behind, and I forget where it was, probably in that mess right in there. It kind of just clips in there, and then it's got diodes with it, and it just whenever I put on the brake lights, these turn on, and put on the lights, it turns on, and the turn signals. Also on the inside of the truck, what I did was I ran a cigarette lighter plug right here, because there's going to be a if your vehicle becomes detached, they want you to put your brake on, and then also if you're slowing down, put your brake on too. So I've got this thing that sits in here, and if I put on the brakes in the coach, it applies pressure to my gas pedal or brake pedal, and then if it becomes detached, which is this guy right here, so if this comes out, then it puts on the brakes. It puts great, now I gotta figure out, there we go. So that guy right there, if this truck becomes separated from the coach, it tugs on that, and then it I got another wire run right here, somewhere in here. There it is. So this connects into this contraption that pushes it on there, and basically if that thing comes out, it connects this circuit, and then it pushes full brake. So then it locks up the brakes on the truck when you do it. And then I use that for power, and that's run to my battery, because what I found out is this 12 volt, it turns off in 30 minutes. And so that doesn't do you any good if you're driving down the road for 6-8 hours. The other is, and I can show you on the truck here. So on the truck, and this is just Ford, if you start it up and you put it in neutral, and then you turn this to 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive 5 times with the brake on in neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it says neutral tow enabled, leave transmission in neutral. So basically then what you do is you turn the key off, and now she'll start rolling backwards on me. So then it's ready to flat tow. And so like I said, this still turns off in 30 minutes. So I've got that other plug down there wired to the battery so that the brake controller stays on. But then once you get done towing, all you do is you put your brake on, start it back up, and then I just put it like in park. You can hear it, neutral tow disabled. And she's ready to go again. So that's kind of what you've got to do inside of the truck once you get it hooked up. But yeah, the rest of it, you just got to get it close and then hook that guy to here and then run the wire on. So we're going to go ahead and just got done winterizing this thing, blowing all the water out, putting the diesel stuff in it. We're going to go ahead and run it to the storage unit and put it away for a little bit. But what I usually do is I back the bus in the truck up that way, and then I'll hook it up and then I pull out, because you cannot back up.
The struggles.
this is the brake controller for the truck. I had mentioned there's a device that sits in here. What I do is I pull the seat all the way back, and I actually take this floor liner out. Then you get this guy, which is not cheap, and you've got a little piece on here, and this squeezes down. So you press this little lever right here, and this goes down over the brake shoe. So you stick this guy in here. Let me see if I can set the camera up. There we go. The fight is real. Alright, so you press that button and that arm locks onto the brake. So then you set this guy in here, and what I've found is, so this thing, when you plug it in and you turn it on, and I'll do it here, so this goes into the plug. This goes into the plug that I put in back here, and you can turn it on. Now what happens is when you push, when this gets the signal, that arm sticks out and it pushes against here. And what I've found is that this seat has too much cushion in it. So I've actually got this plate that I set in here. Forgive me here, I need two hands. So you're supposed to push this up, and then when you're ready to go, you hit setup. And it pushes that arm against the brake pedal, and it pushes back against that seat. And I've found if I don't have this in here, it cockeyes itself in there. You can also see it push itself back, but so I'm gonna have to push this forward some more. Does it 3 times. And so this is if it gets separated, then it pushes that in. And then also as you're going down the road, you can set the gain in here, and it will push the brakes on the truck while you're driving. This right here is what plugs into my, I've run this other line, and so you plug this in, and if it gets separated, then it triggers this to push on the brakes as well. So just wanted to show you guys this. Then the next step after that is to do the trailer function on the truck.
Here's the truck as we pull behind, since we don't have any windows near the back.
Can't even hardly see it unless you turn.
But at least we have the camera.
Yeah, that's the only way you know it's there.
Yeah.